Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We are much obliged to host you today. We kindly request you to take a moment and share with us your story as it will inspire the current students of Mende Kalema Secondary School and the alumni. Our dear viewers would like to know your full name, your profession, and your current location.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to reassociate with my school as an old student of Mende Kalema Secondary School. My name is Hajji Zimbe Abdul, currently the head teacher of Gombe Secondary School in Butambala. I'm a father and almost a grandfather, and I've nurtured many as a teacher. I'm a happy teacher because I've gone through all the ranks of the teaching profession, and currently I'm serving as a head teacher.
That's very good. We would also, in the same vein, like to know the years you attended Mende Kalema Secondary School.
Briefly, I would say that I started my PLE in 1982.
1982.
And I'd received an admission, incidentally, to Mende Secondary School in Luwero because it's where my elder siblings had gone through. And because of the political unrest, the situation could not allow to enroll because people were vacating those areas. And we went with my dad to Kampala High to seek for admission. By then, Kampala High was full. And they told us that there is a school of ours opening soon, so we would recommend you to enroll. So that was 1983.
1983.
And I enrolled in Senior 1. I was there. Incidentally, by then, I came to learn later that the school had just begun in this particular area, Mende, and because of the unrest, it was paused, it was stopped. Many of the teachers who had started with the school as a government-aided school by Hajji Mayanya, she was the brain behind the school, had vacated this area of Busiro,
Yes, please.
Yes, to Kampala. So Hajji advised them that because they are getting government salary, but they are not teaching, so he advised them they are going to delete them off the payroll, and therefore he requested them to mobilize themselves, and he could get them a location where the school could be. He approached the Uganda Muslim School Council. They gave them some kind of ramshackle buildings. By then, because even the school had not been built at its status, and there are some structures as by now as you enter the spring, those on your right, they were vacant, and they were given those structures within a school. When we reached, we thought it was a school, but we are disappointed because on the first day we are only 4
in town.
In Kampala.
So we are having
a school of 4.
We are having Mende with the 2 locations.
Yes.
The Grand Mende here. Actually, I think actually this is the Grand Mende.
Yes.
And then we had also located it then in town.
So this is my school, but I think I'm coming here for the second time.
So you spent your time at Mende, but in town.
In Kampala.
Oh.
Exactly. So we studied all the 4 years, and later the 2 years of HSC in Kampala.
That is from 1983.
1983, as I was saying, we began the school. We are 4 the first day. It was I.
4 students.
4 students. Zimbe, Abdul. I had my younger brother, Katere Ganuldin. He is now a professor in USA.
Oh.
And then there was my sister Mbogo Fatuma from the Mbogo family. And there is another one called Jawadu. Jawadu, not Jawadu. It was Badi Jabwe. Those were the four. By the end of the week, I think we are like 7 in the school. And by the end of term 1, we are 23. So that is how I joined the Mende Kalema Secondary School in Kampala.
And I am happy to inform you that the current Mende Kalema has a population of over 1,000 students.
That is wonderful.
Which is a very great progress.
That is wonderful.
Would also like to know some of your most memorable moments during your stay.
Before that, as we studied for senior 1 and senior 2 at that very location, I don't know what destabilized the school again, and we are relocated in senior 3. Senior 3 we are on Wilson Road. It was kind of resident. It belonged also to the Supreme Council, and we had our classes there. But good enough, we had good teachers. Apart from those who were permanent teachers of Mende, we were also using teachers from Old Kampala because they were our immediate neighbors, and even Kampala High. Because we didn't have enough facilities, we would go for practical lessons at Kampala High School.
Kampala High.
Yes. So, in 1986, when President Museveni had just captured power, we sat for our senior 4. And when we sat, because now this area had now become stable, the whole of O level was brought back to. So now we went to HSC. And incidentally, when we were sitting senior 4, we are many, we are 100, had a class of 100 students.
As senior 4 class?
As senior 4, because many had joined.
Oh.
And then in 1987, we joined the senior 5 when O level had been brought back here. So we are a class of senior 5, and even the following year, 1980.
So we had A level the other side.
A level the other side, and O level this side.
This side.
Yes. So by then we would enter our A level in March. Sorry, in the second term, that would be May. Because then 87, 88 senior 5, then 88, 89 senior 6. That is when we sat for our HSC and Mende Kalema. Then after that, the whole school was rephased to be relocated here.
As actually, I'm also an old boy of Mende Kalema Secondary School, but those stories are very new to me.
Yes,
actually, we are so happy to hear from you, and just like I said in the beginning, that this will inspire a lot.
Yes.
The current students and also the alumni in general.
That's right.
Now I have a question there. Was the Mende then a government school or a private school?
Mende Kalema started as a government school right from the onset. That's why I told you teachers were on payroll, and therefore they were advised to go and continue giving a service to stay on the payroll. Yes. Now you were asking about the memorable moments. The scandal by then was that we would study half day. Because the Kampala Highs had numbers, the old Kampala Highs had numbers. They were studying from morning to lunchtime, then another would go to the evening shift. But for us, we would only study in the morning.
So for them, they used to have 2 shifts. A batch of students at maybe from 8 to 1,
yes.
Then another one in the afternoon.
Yes, in the afternoon. But for us at Mende, we would study only in the morning.
And was that a government policy or it was just as a result of numbers?
It was, I think it was because of the numbers, so the government designed it that way.
Oh.
Yes. So even us who had no numbers,
indeed, all is gold.
So that was a memorable event because others would wonder, what about these ones? Which school is this one? Because by then it was only the from senior 3, 4, senior 4, 5, and 6 were the ones studying in the morning. For us, we were studying in the morning while we were still in senior 1. So it was a privilege. And in the afternoon, we would do other things.
Then other memories?
Another one was our breakfast. We had the simple breakfast by the roadside. We would have simple breakfast by the roadside of people selling vinyebwa. There was one who we used to call mix, we used to call him Migis, because he would mix vinyebwa and imberenga and say, those who want mix, we're gonna mix. So,
It's a very new
so
to me.
all of those were, and because I'd just been from the village to come to Kampala, so we found walking around the streets of Kampala very interesting.
You look very fit as the current head teacher, Gombe Secondary School. Our dear viewers would like also to know whether then, as a student, maybe if you are involved in sports or any clubs, something of a kind, so that they also
Indeed,
take the
we
same path.
love the sports, football so much, but unfortunately we didn't have a playground where we are. We
We're
were
a very small school.
we had an enclosure. I think formerly it had been designed for basketball, handball kind of, but we would use it for our football, and we would play. And one time one of our friends relocated to Kampala High when we decided to go and contest with the class. Incidentally, we were just arrested at the gate, and the match was aborted. But what I very much remember that because of the free afternoons, we would visit the training grounds of the sports, the sort of the sporting clubs then. I was a very good fan of KCC by then, which is KCCA now. Then we had members of Express, we had those of Villa. So we would go to Zambia where Villa was training and watch. We would walk as far as to Rugogo and watch KCC. We would go to Kichagwe Road, that is where Express would train from. So we would always frequent those trainings. So and often would go to watch the football matches at Nachivo Stadium.
Any teachers must be great leaders. Were you a prefect during your time at school?
I very much liked to be, but I don't know whether I was not given chance. I was a tiny boy. I only ended at at a class captain.
Ah, but then you made it to heading such a great institute.
Yes, but at HSC at least, much as I was not in the mainstream, but I was a student leader I was a leader of the Muslim students.
A leader of the Muslim
Yes, and
students.
I would always associate with. By then, there was an organization sponsoring students. It was uh, under Sudan. It was called Al Muntada. So I would go there and get funds and pay school fees for my fellow students.
So because you form a batch of the students who actually pioneered the foundation of Mende Kalema Secondary School. That means if currently we have what we call MEMSA, Mende Kalema Muslim Students Association.
Yeah.
It might not have been formally formed then, but still because you were a leader under that category, I think that was also the best line.
Indeed, it was there.
It was there.
It was there. We started it, and I was the chairperson. So we were being sponsored by some organizations.
The chairperson.
There are some students who had problems with the school fees, including me myself. But I would go and pick their funds and pay their school fees.
During your stay, the teachers usually have categories, and we have this tendency of nicknaming teachers. There must be one that inspired you a lot, maybe to become what you are. Could you mention that stuff?
Indeed, our teachers, because we are day school, we had less touch with the teachers. They would come, teach, and go. But our head teacher by then, Mr. Samari Abbas, who had much time with us, I think, and I was a darling to him because he even knew how we started the school with him. So I was always in close touch with him. I was a needy student, incidentally, and I was a very good friend with the school master. By then he was called Mr. Usurwa Bubeka. Whenever, because fees, they would close the door. For those who have not paid, you will not enter. But I would tell him that I have not paid you. He would open for me. He would give me chance to access the services. I was a bright boy, and I will always competed. So my missing in class would create a boring class. But he would give me. I very much liked him, Mr. Usula.
So advice number one from that very scenario. Once you were a bright student and you are a needy student as well,
Yes.
then you have to befriend the security guards, you have to
Yes.
befriend the bursar,
Yes.
so that you can have access to the school.
That's right.
I am now reliably informed that you are.
I very much remember also other teachers of the school, including Mr. was called Wafula. He taught us political education. He's now a doctor. He has been a doctor at Makerere University. Even the late Sheikh Mukasa, he came and taught us IRE. There was a teacher who taught us IRE from senior 1 2, and he was only teaching the shallow work. But when it came to senior 4, we are told, Islam is much bigger than that. There are even 2 papers. So Sheikh Mukasa came, taught us, gave us pamphlets. Then there was another one who is now a doctor, Dr. Karim, at IUI UC Sanga. He came and taught us paper 1 in senior 4. And I think he gave us the foundation. When we went to A level, we had the other teachers like Hajji Ibrahim Urure, who has been head teacher at Gombe that has succeeded. He also taught us IRE and some other teachers. There was also an office messenger called Paulo. He was a good man. I don't know. When the school was relocated, he came and served here. He was called Paulo. I don't remember his other name. But those are some of the few staff members that I can recall.
So you decided to be an educationist. How did Mende Kalema Secondary School prepare you for that life beyond school?
Yeah, indeed, it is quite memorable that after senior 6, I didn't perform to the expectations of Makerere University. Because by then there was only Makerere University where we would go to. And Imbale was beginning and we were underlooking it. So I missed by a point to go to Makerere. Because by then there was no private. It was only government. So when I missed, I was admitted at the National Teachers College, Mende. But I decided not to go. I said, So there was a sister of mine in where I went and taught in a primary school. When I saw teaching interesting, I said, but I had my vacancy at NTC. So I therefore decided the following year to join because my vacancy was still there. And I became a teacher. But during even the holidays, I would still go and teach in my primary school. So I found teaching quite enjoying. And when I was there, because of my dedication, I had a first class diploma. And by then, whoever would get a first class
At NTC?
Yes, at NTC Mende, would join Makerere on government sponsorship. So after that, I applied and I was enrolled at Makerere University. But at Makerere University, because I had already done a diploma in education, I decided to do Bachelor of Arts in Arts. And I did the geography and the religious studies. So I'm a teacher of geography and IRE.
And as an educationist, besides training learners and preparing them for life after school, what have been some of the notable achievements that whoever is inspired to go to take your career path should expect maybe?
Teaching is a good profession because you meet so many people. I've taught in quite a number of schools, but at times I even forget where I taught some of these people I interacted with. I've taught doctors, I've taught lawyers. So I find life is in all areas that I would need help. Even outside Uganda, when I travel outside Uganda, I find many people that I've taught
Because you prepared many for diverse professions.
Yeah, so I like that profession. And the people I've worked with, are really good because the way you treat them is the way they reciprocate the treatment. So I'm finding teaching as a profession very, very interesting and very rich.
There must have been friends that you can never forget during your time at school, Mende Kalema Secondary School.
Yes, you're
Who
right.
could they be, and what are some of the memories that are unforgettable about them?
I can't forget those four people we started Mende Kalema with. Mbogo,
Definitely.
Fatuma is a teacher also, but incidentally she branched off when we were in senior three. She didn't come back. She went to Old Kampala Secondary School where she became a she's now a teacher. I'm not very certain, so I can't forget her. There was a notable boy who was called Mwanga Idris. He was a naughty boy. He would disturb teachers because there was a teacher called Mafawi, was a teacher of math. I think people had many of the students had the poor mentality on math. So he would teach almost himself, but this Mwanga would go behind and start drumming. And, who is that drumming?
And he was your friend.
And he would laugh. Yeah, he was my friend. So I can't forget Mwanga. There are some other people. There is my brother. I can't forget my brother. He's now a professor in one of the universities in the US, and he's called Dr. Katira Ganuddin, and many others.
So you were Prince?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you're most welcome. So you were Prince studying at Mende Kalema, which
Yes.
is almost a royal school.
Yes, that is true.
Have you ever had any opportunity to give back to your school or interact with the current the learners are going through that very institute, or you're planning to?
Not as such, because this is the formal way I've seen Mende Kalema is inviting us.
We are
But
getting
we
back
have
together.
been interacting with others at large because at A level I got many more friends. Like there is now Sheikh Rutaya. He's an educationist also. He was working at Macquarie University of Recent. There is Sheikh Damolira. Uh, he has been supplying schools with the lab equipments. The Sheikh Mujuzi is also an educationist. So I came to interact with quite many people. So we have been sharing about medical, but we have not had the opportunity to come back to our school. And I think this is an opportune moment when we can start giving back to the school. I've seen some of the structures in the solid state, but I'm happy with the administration that they are doing all what it takes to ensure that our school stands. As I've mentioned, the population is quite encouraging. That means there is a lot that this school is now serving the community, and this mobilization, which is going on, is quite very, very impressive. And we are ready to do whatever is in our reach to ensure that we give back to our school.
And lastly, what kind of message would you like to share with the current students, the teachers, and the parents at large?
Thank you. I'd like to tell my dear students that this school has come from far.
Indeed.
It has come from far, and many people have sacrificed for it, especially those who initiated its inception. Like I've told you about the story of Hajji Mayanja. He had a great hand in its initiation, and they should always treasure their school. Many people have gone through the school, and there are big people out there. I myself am a 311 OB because I had my O level, Mende, even my A level.
311.
311.
What does that mean?
When you are when we are at campus, somebody who is doing a course that is educational course like English, double main, agriculture where you don't teach any other subject, we say agriculture 311.
Okay.
Or English 311.
So it's a double main.
It's our main subject. So many people have gone through this institution. Therefore, those people who have gone through and are successful in life, likewise, these students can be successful if they really treasure the education and they listen to the advice of the teacher, they will succeed. There is no doubt for that.
And the message
To the parents, basically, I want to tell them that this is a school which is government aided. I've moved around. It has all the best facilities for the learner. Therefore, they should not opt for very expensive schools because many people are of low income earners. They should be rest assured that when they send their children here, they can easily succeed. To the teachers, I want to thank them for the perseverance because of the meager facilities I've seen that around. Many of them are sleeping out of the school because the staff quarters are not enough. I've even been told that some are sharing the staff quarters, but I want to thank them sincerely for that gesture. And I want to encourage them that they are not the first. There are some people who have come and gone. They have served the institution. Likewise, let them serve their best, and then at time T, maybe they can be at another level. As head teachers, I'm told. I remember my head teacher was Mr. Samali Abbas. He's a lecturer at IUIU. Likewise, my secondary teacher was Dr. Ansonga Yusuf. He has been a director and the commission at the Ministry of Education. So this is career building. So through Mende, we have people who have prospered. And even Dr. Sisanga, who was my teacher here at Mende Kalema, was one time a director of IUIU Kampala University, and so many others.
That has been the current head teacher, Gombe Secondary School. We thank you very much for bearing with us and sharing with us those memorable moments. We pray to the Almighty that we meet again. I kindly request you also to remind the alumni that we have an anniversary made at 40 on 19th July 2025.
So thank you very much. I want to invite all those people that we started the Mende with. I'll say Abdullah Tifu, Fatima Mbogo,
1983, I love the year.
Katere Ganuldin, Chisikwa, Christopher, and all those who came after us, especially those who were at Kampala, to embrace those programs that we are starting. We have a marathon that will kickstart the programs. Marathon is
That's on 28th.
28th of this month. Then we shall have that brand day when 19th July, when we shall need to rebuild and refurbish our school. Let's be there. Let's be in numbers. Whatever you have, we think can add to our institution. I myself, inshallah, will be around, and I shall do all what is in my reach to ensure that we bring this back. We bring back the memory of our institution, and then we are very much proud of it because it is Mende Kalema that made us what we are. I want to thank you very much for hosting me, and I want to wish the head teacher, Mr. Musitwa, and the team nice preparation for that day. We are very much eager to see the fruits of Mende Kalema and
our own school.
Inshallah. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.